What is going on, everyone? Welcome in. My name is Adam Trevino. I hope you're having the best day ever. This is the Women's Desk Job Toning Blueprint, and today this guide is going to help you develop exercises so that way you can focus on dropping your first 10 pounds in the next 8 weeks. So this is really helpful, even if you sit all day and you haven't worked out in years. It's essentially a plan to help those who are sitting at a desk all day, specifically women over 30 years old, so that way they can feel stronger, energized, and more confident without having to spend hours upon hours in the gym or the kitchen. So if you don't know who I am, let's see if I can get this to work. There we go. My name is Adam Trevino. I specifically help career-driven women over 30 years old focus on dropping the belly fat, desk workers, those who need to rebalance their hormones, feel confident in their clothes again in a way that fits their busy lifestyle. So personally for me, I was in a position where I was struggling with prediabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, especially since I am personally Hispanic. It runs in the family, specifically genetically. So for me, I was working a desk job and still do. Obviously, I spend a majority of my day sitting. I started to notice my clothes fit tighter. My energy levels decreasing. My time to focus on figuring out and how to do things started to dwindle. And I had to get real with myself. I started to invest time, effort, and my financials into personal education, specifically in fitness and wellness, so that way I could be able to help others get into really good shape. And I've helped over 1,000 desk workers do the same, specifically drop 20 to 70 plus pounds and ultimately feel like themselves again. So when it comes to what I've been able to help people do, I know that for many of you guys, I'm sure you've tried figuring this out on your own. You've tried the cookie cutter stuff. You tried to implement a plan, like Noom, Weight Watchers, Whole30, implement diets like intermittent fasting, keto, ladder, things like that. But I know that many of those things aren't created for people who have extremely busy schedules or for parents perhaps that are trying to find something that fits within their lifestyle. So this is why I created this. And these are exercises that I have created that have helped my clients be able to see results as well. So here are a few of my clients that I've been able to help. This is my client, Jamie, right here on the left. She's been able to drop 21.6 pounds and inches off of her waist. She feels like herself again. She's been able to implement this workout routine that fits within her busy lifestyle. And she's just getting started, right? This is the beginning for her. She's on a path to maintain this for the long term. As well as my client, Chloe, she's been able to shed 17.6 pounds. And my client, Alexis, she's dropped 42.2 pounds, regained confidence, and she's been able to be at a point where she knows that this is going to be something she's going to stick to for life. And that's what I wanted to create this for, right? We know where you're at now. I've been able to help many women do exactly the same, where they've been able to make the decision to change their overall life and their health. And it all starts with that first step, right? And so this is why I created this guide, to give you an idea of what the workouts look like, so that way you can start implementing them and really start gaining some momentum with your overall routine. And if you're at a point where you're like, wow, this is really helpful, yeah, we want to work with you. We want to work together to help you maintain that and see results beyond just the 8 weeks. So this is exactly why I created this, to give you a sense of what I do, how I can help. You can meet me, of course, and just see what we've been able to help others do. So let's get into it. So when it comes to these workouts, this is what to expect for the next 8 weeks. It's designed to help you drop the first 10 pounds, right? It's not the first 30, 40, 50. We've got to take the baby steps. So we want to focus on exercises that target specifically those who sit at a desk all day. We're keeping the sessions short, efficient for your time. You're only going to train 3 times per week, and we're going to focus on intensity and not duration. So this is the best path forward, even with your busy schedule. When it comes to this, we want to start off strong, right? So the 3 scheduled workouts are going to be 30 to 45 minutes each. Once you click on this link here, let's see if we can drag this. So what we're going to start off with here on this workout program is a push-pull leg split. And so what you'll see here, once you click this link, it's going to be a little document with 8 weeks filled with workouts, okay? And so these exercises, what I want you to do is, you might have to spend a little time doing some research based off of what you've got, but you're going to start off with a push workout. The first few exercises are going to start off with 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps with 45 seconds of rest in between each set with a 2 RIR. What is RIR? That means reps in reserve. So whenever you're performing a set and it says 10 reps, you should perform these 10 reps with about 2 reps left in the tank. It shouldn't be until complete failure, but you should be going until you've got about 1 to 2 reps left over. That's what RIR means. And whenever you've completed the weight that you're using, whether it is with the machine or dumbbells, which I'll talk about in a second, you're going to place your weights used here. So the first exercises here you're going to see is machine flat press, machine incline press, machine dumbbell shoulder press. Seated dumbbell shoulder press, pec deck fly machine, triceps pull down, and 10 to 15 minutes of cardio. So I've listed the cardio here. This is now designed for a gym. If you need to research exercises that only use dumbbells, just look up substitutions. So look up flat chest press dumbbell or dumbbell incline press, dumbbell fly for the pec deck fly machine. So you're essentially gonna look at exercises and find some substitutes online, okay? For the pull workout, you're going to do a lat pull down overhand and then underhand. And then you're going to do a cable pull over, face pulls, standing dumbbell curls, and then we're going to switch to bike. Okay. And then the third workout is going to be legs. So hack squat with a normal stance, which is basically like a regular squat, but with a machine. If you've got dumbbells, we can switch over to a goblet where you're holding the dumbbell like this and squatting. Leg press, again, similar to an overall like squat movement. So you can do 2 dumbbells racked if you'd like. So racked on your shoulders and you squat. Leg extensions, we can do alternating lunges or some other exercises that recruit some of your quads. Again, using some squat exercises. And then we can do calf raises. So standing on like a box or some sort of elevated like a stair, and you can perform 3 sets of 20 reps. Okay, so most of these are going to be RIR. And the exercises are going to pretty much stay pretty similar week to week. And the reason we've done that is because this allows us to become accustomed to the exercises, right? We don't want to be switching up, because then you're not giving your body the chance to adapt. And we want your body to adapt and get stronger and build muscle. So despite popular belief, it might get a little bit boring, but you should ideally stick to similar exercises for anywhere between 8 weeks all the way to like 3 to 6 months. Sometimes for my clients, we keep things relatively similar so that way they can continue to adapt. As soon as we see that plateau for about a week or 2, then that's the perfect time to add some variety and changes to the movement so that way you can maintain that intensity. So again, go through these exercises. They're going to be relatively similar. Again, I've added a little bit of variety to keep things fresh for you, but as long as you look up some of the substitutions here, you're going to be on a really good path to seeing some really solid changes with your body. Okay, so just make sure you're going through those. If you've got questions on them, let me know. You can hit me up on Instagram and ask me questions on the exercises there. But overall, that's going to be the majority of the workouts, push, pull, and leg split with about 10 to 15 minutes of low intensity, steady state cardio at about a zone 2 heart rate. Okay, so that's what we're going to be focusing on for there. Let me see if I can expand this a little bit. And then I'm going to move this over. Okay, so that's what we're going to start off with our workouts. And like I mentioned, each workout includes 5 to 6 exercises, 2 to 3 sets each. This is your rep range for best results. That's where I explain the reps in reserve, 1 to 2 reps left in the tank. Most importantly with all this, we want to stay consistent. This isn't about being perfect. And I want you to start tracking. So utilize this resource as a means to get really clear on tracking your data, your weigh-ins, your waist measurement, your strength increases, your energy and mood, the weights that you're using. So you want to keep a good tracking system in place to monitor your progress throughout this time. What gets measured gets managed, right? So you want to start making sure that you're tracking that info. So again, like I mentioned, things that are doing wrong. Long cardio sessions, too much too soon, random workouts, cookie cutter plans. You need something that's structured, right? Something that fits within your lifestyle. You're not trying to fit it, right? You need some good targeted intensity and structured recovery. This helps you burn a lot more fat at rest. The more muscle you have, the better. That's why you want to start implementing some sort of these resistance training exercises. Okay. What if I miss a day? Just pick up where you left off. This isn't all or nothing. Do you need a gym? No, you don't. Just look up some dumbbell exercises, some substitutions. Gym access helps, but it isn't required. And then, of course, can you repeat the 8-week plan as long as you're continuing to progress? Absolutely. Once you've hit that wall, like I said, that's when you can start adding some variation. And then, of course, this is what we do. This is how I can help. This just gets you started. We want you to focus on building some momentum first, seeing some changes. But if you finally want to transform your body, this is how we help people, right? We create custom exercises for your schedule. We eliminate the guesswork. We provide those results. And yeah, we want to work with you one-on-one. This is what we do. This is what I have created for myself, my life, my business. We want to make sure that we're keeping accountable. So if that's something you really struggle with, we want to make sure we're overcoming that challenge with accountability. So you can submit an application there. There's some very brief questions. You can also join our free Facebook group. I also post helpful tips and information there. You can DM me results on Instagram as well if you're wanting to talk with me and have a little bit of extra info there. But yeah, whenever you click this link here, it'll just take you to a really brief questionnaire asking you some basic questions on what you're ultimately trying to achieve, what you're trying to accomplish. So if you click that, there will be a short questionnaire and then a place to book a call with me, about 45 minutes or so, where we can chat and put together a plan. Because yeah, 1 year from now, you'll wish you started today. And that's what we ultimately want to be able to accomplish. And that's it, guys. This is the workout. These are the exercises. I hope you find this helpful and beneficial to you. Again, if you got questions on anything, you know where to find me.